These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is Morbid.
During a hurricane.
And you didn't speed it up. We were just talking fast.
We were, because it's a hurricane. They move fast, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Remember that game, like Hurricane?
Nope.
Oh, okay. It's actually not Hurricane. I think it's another game. As I was saying it, I slowly trailed off and I was like, actually, that's not the game that I was thinking of.
I was like, I genuinely do not.
Yeah, no, that's because it's not a game.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, am I just old? Is that another youth old thing?
Well, you are old.
Yeah, but not because of this.
Not because of that. No.
Okay, cool. Well, we don't get hurricanes much, as you can see.
30 years.
It's been 30 years since we really got one.
83 years.
I don't know if it's actually going to turn into a hurricane. Right now, it's just a tropical storm.
Which I'll take. I don't want the power to go out.
And of which we have seen before, so I think we're feeling okay about that. But
hell yeah.
If it turns into a hurricane, or a hurricane.
A hurricane.
It will, a horror-cane. That sounds like...
I like that. I'll take that over a hurricane.
Yeah.
Because hurricane sounds like hurricane. I want like horror-cane.
Horror. I think that would be like a fun movie night. Like you could call it like a movie convention, like in Scream 4.
Yeah, the
Instead of Stabathon, they could call it the Horror-cane.
And you could do it during a hurricane.
I love it. I think we're on to something
Plays
here.
on words.
I think we need to TM this because someone's going to steal it.
TM.
But yeah, we're just a little loopy because things are weird here.
True.
But again, I don't think there's like a ton of true crime news this week.
I didn't see anybody tag me in anything.
I'm constantly looking up Summerwell's stuff.
I can't stop.
But it's been like 8 weeks and we're not getting
Nothing.
much. They keep saying that they're still actively searching and that everybody's still a suspect and there's been a little movement in like certain things, but not really.
Yeah.
It's killing me. I need movement in that case.
I just need to know.
I really do. I need it. But yeah, is there anything you want to chat about before we dive into this?
I did just finish White Lotus the other night, and
Oh,
that's
there you
about the
go.
only news I have for you.
A lot of people have been watching White Lotus, and I'm intrigued.
Yeah, me and Spencer Henry were watching it at the same time. My good old
Spencer
pal.
Henry.
Yeah, it was really good. A lot of people were like, "You're gonna be so mad at the end." I have a hot take. I'm not that mad at the end, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I know it's like still happening. I was like, "Aw," but I was also like, "Yeah." So if you've watched it, maybe that will make sense to you. But
Maybe the aw.
yeah, well, like I was like
resonate with you.
I was like, "Oh, like that happened," but I was like, kind of saw that coming.
oh, I'm intrigued.
But a lot of people were like really pissed. I was pissed at something else at the end that I'm just not going to talk about.
yeah, because
I'm already saying too much.
Because I want to watch this. It'll take me like 3 years. Like it'll be totally over when I finally get to watch it. But
Drew and I watched the first episode on Friday night, and then actually we were supposed to go to Alaina's last night, but I ate spicy soup, so I couldn't go anywhere. So we just watched literally every episode and stayed up until midnight last night.
I love that. for
Like
you.
Drew got home from work, we closed all the curtains, made it super dark in the apartment, and then
just watched White Lotus.
just watched White Lotus until midnight. It was
I
great.
love that. The other night I watched like half of Hellraiser.
Okay, is that why you had a dream about?
Yeah. I had a weird dream about Pinhead, and I tweeted about it, and I was like, I don't want to talk about it, and everybody was like, well, now you have to talk
you,
about
like,
it.
hook up with
and I was
Pinhead?
like, I'm not going to talk about
Did
it.
you like do some weird stuff?
It
with
was
Pinhead?
weird. It was a weird dream. It was. I woke up and I said, "Whoa!" Like that. It was one of those
And
dreams.
I
I was
said,
like, "Whoa!" And then I was like, I have to yell about this for a minute."
Did you tell anybody?
But no, I just woke
You're just
up.
gonna
and
keep
was
it to
like,
yourself?
Yeah, it was a very.
do you want to tell me off?
It
air?
was distressing. I was just.
I think you should let it out.
But you know what? Hopefully, you all get to have dreams about Pinhead now because I've put that in your brains. So.
You know, I've actually never seen that movie, so
I know that's wild. We need to get you on that train.
I'm sure we will on Scream because you guys love to
Oh yeah.
show me crazy movies.
On Scream, we will definitely get you on that train because it's a classic. And
Scream.
I feel like that's one that it's going to test you a little bit.
Okay.
It's going to test you.
That's what you thought about House of a Thousand Corpses, and then I fucking loved it.
This is very different from House of a Thousand Corpses.
All right.
Like, very different.
I can handle anything.
She said it first.
I'm a
you know?
hairdresser.
You heard it here first.
I'm
a
supposed to be able to
hairdresser.
handle anything.
Well, then Hellraiser it is. But this is not Scream. This is morbid. And I am going to take you to hell with this episode. So it was a good little segue.
Yeah, there you go.
We are going to be talking about the Hillside Stranglers. Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono. Which is really, for some reason, my mouth does not want to say Buono. It wants to say Bono.
It's like, oh no.
But it's not
Buo.
Bono. It's Buono.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're disgusting. They're horrific. They're nightmarish. They are a horror movie, but they are real life. And this is going to be a two-parter because I felt it was very, very, very necessary to talk about how fucked up and awful these people are even before the murders happened.
Yeah, you got it. You got to set the scene.
We got to set. So we're going to talk about a couple of the murders in this episode, and then part 2 we'll finish off all the rest of because there's 12 murders in all.
Jesus Christ.
We'll finish off those, and we'll talk about the aftermath and everything. But I really want to make you understand how terrible these guys are, and let me tell you, it's going to get rough. There's trigger warning right here. There's a lot of rape in this case. A lot. That was kind of their thing. Part 2 is where we're really going to see the torture methods that they used, but this one's going to get pretty rough. And again, like I said, lots of rape. So, if that's something that's going to bum you out, I understand. But yeah, I think we should just dive right into this.
Okay. Now that you've given us
all get ready.
The TV warnings.
Exactly. Now, this is one that I've been wanting. It's kind of one of those that a lot of people know of. It's one of those ones that we space out, the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to cover it forever, but I knew it was such a gnarly one that I was like, you have to be in the right state of mind to really bring yourself into this. So before I begin, I just want to say that there is a book about this that I used, that I got a ton of information from. It's called The Hillside Stranglers, and it's by Darcy O'Brien. He does a great job going into like both of their lives, finding out like all the background of everything. It's like fascinating and horrifying. There's also a ton of old newspaper articles that I looked through that are like really interesting, because seeing how this was reported at the time. In the beginning, they thought this was one. So it was called the Hillside Strangler.
Okay.
And they only thought this was one person. You are staring at me so blankly right now. I can't. It's
I was just like looking. We just had to pause because Alaina was like, "Don't look at me."
I stopped recording because Ash literally was staring at me like looking through my soul. It's like her eyes glazed over and she went into a different world.
Do you think it's because I have my glasses on? Like my eyes just hit different?
They definitely hit different. Okay. That's for sure.
My mouth was a little open. Maybe I just looked like a little cray-cray. You did. No, you know what? I thought I knew a lot about this case and I really don't. So I'm just like actually very eager to hear the story.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just looking at you.
That was just that really threw me.
Should I look not at
that
you?
That hit different. No, you can look at me.
I think it's the glasses. My eyes hit different. Sorry.
Woo. All right. Well, I'm glad we got that fun out of the way, because this is going to get real.
I'm just going to stare at you like this.
Now our eyes are just bugging out her head. So Kenneth Bianchi was only 26 years old at the time of these murders, which blew my mind.
Yeah, that's like a year older than me.
For some reason, I was like thinking he was in his 30s at least or something, but
it's always wild when you're like mid-20s and murdering.
Yeah, it's wild when like a murderer is like a good decade younger than you. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's weird. It's just weird.
It is.
Because Angelo Buono was 43 at the time.
Okay.
And he looked like a hard 43. Like
he'd seen some shit.
And he had. But it makes sense now when I look at them, but I thought they were both older. But they were collectively known in the media and forevermore as the Hillside Stranglers together.
Yeah.
They terrorized the city of Los Angeles between October 1977 and February 1978.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. Well, actually, I guess it's very long for like the things that they were doing, but for some reason I thought it went on longer.
Well, that's the thing. It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it obviously felt like a million years because of what was going on. But it was only about 4 months.
Yeah.
And it turned into like 4 months of terror. Like people were terrified, and there was also other murderers going on at this time too.
I mean, yeah, especially in that area.
Yeah, so it was just like wild at that moment. But then in 1979, one of them actually kept going and took it into his own hands and took 2 more lives alone.
Oh,
so they had 10 together. 2, one of them did by themselves. And we'll get into it. In all, these 2 killed 12 women and girls between the ages of 12 and 28.
Jesus.
Also, these 2 weren't friends. They were cousins.
But were they cousins by like blood, or were they like...
They were, so, and we'll get into it with Kenneth. Kenneth was adopted. Okay. So they were technically cousins. He was just, they refer to them as adopted cousins a lot, but they were cousins. Like
yeah.
They were family. He was adopted at like 3 months old.
I didn't know if it was one of those situations where it was like that's my mom's best friend's son.
Yeah, like, so like,
that's
call
my
her
cousin.
Aunt,
yeah.
You know, like, and he's my cousin. No, they were like actual cousins.
Your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white-glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately, they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted, I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this like olive-colored, velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this like antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got 3 actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, kind of like personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
And this is one of those cases that people know the media name, like the Hillside Stranglers. Yeah. But I've run into a lot of people who have never heard of it at all.
So I've heard of it, obviously, but I don't know all the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I feel like this is one that definitely needs to keep being told because of just how horrific it is. And these victims went through hell, and they definitely don't deserve to be forgotten. But like I said, fair warning, this is a bad one. It goes without saying that all of ours are bad, but this one definitely ranks above the rest as far as like staying power in your mind. It's going to be up there with the other real gnarly ones. Basically, anyone that I've done, it's going to rank up there.
And also, to be honest with you, it's going to be a morbid week for you guys.
It certainly is.
I've got a doozy for you.
Yeah, you do. So it's going to be a rough one this week. We are...
we'll do something haunted next week.
The hurricane brought us to a place. I don't know.
It's dark.
So let's talk about Angelo Buono. He is the older of the two, obviously. He was born in Rochester, New York on October 5th, 1934. He was raised primarily by his mother, Jenny. And he moved with his mother and his 10-year-old sister, Cecilia, when he was 5 years old to Los Angeles.
Okay.
His parents got divorced very early on, and his mother, Jenny, got a job in a shoe factory working as a piece worker.
Oh.
And she bought them like this little bungalow where they lived. It was like a nice little house, and it was in a section called Highland Park in Los Angeles. His father really wasn't in his life after they got divorced. What's worse is his father moved from New York to Los Angeles too, but stayed away from his original family.
That's bizarre.
Like, didn't move there to see them. He remarried and had children and spent all his time with his new family.
That always infuriates me.
That's like really fucked up. Like, you don't get like a
is.
practice family. Like, that's your family.
So you know what though? So many people and like they do look at it as a practice family. I love the way you just said that. Like, it's so fucked up, but people do that.
Like, they look at it as
I
like,
fucked
I
that
fucked that one up, but look, I got another chance. And it's like, no, that's it.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
these are all
sad
yours.
because then it's like you're just like recreating a cycle of trauma.
Exactly. So he was raised by Jenny, his mother, and according to only Buono, of course, we only have him to go off of for this account. No one else has said it. He said that she was very promiscuous, would sleep with men for favors, like repairmen, delivery men, things that she could get something,
Fixed.
for the family.
Well,
or
I was going to
fixed.
say, it's hard times, girl.
They struggled financially.
Yeah.
That could have been something that happened. And it's like, she was trying to keep
And she's
things
trying
going.
to give you the best, dude.
Well, and he also claimed, though, that she would take him as a child on her meetings with these men, and he would have to wait outside,
Okay, well, that's wrong.
which would be absurdly traumatic.
yeah, that's wrong.
Now, Jenny always denied this was the case, but Angelo insisted it was true. Of course, who knows?
Yeah.
Like, let's remember who this guy is before we believe this bullshit sob story.
Right.
But no matter what happened, he really hated his mother.
Yeah.
So there was some kind of trauma there, or something was
gonna
going
say,
on there.
Maybe it was just like one of those things where like she felt like the story was exaggerated and she was like, that's not true.
Yeah.
But it was like maybe a little bit of that was true, but she didn't want to admit it.
It was the way he looked at women his whole life, like, tells me that something is awry here.
Yeah.
I just don't know what.
Okay.
That sounds like it could be a true story. Who knows?
Yeah.
He referred to her pretty primarily, like, only as that cunt.
Oh,
He would only call her that.
all right.
Not his mother. He would refer to her as that to her face, in front of people. Like, that was what. And he would often call, like, that's what he referred to other women as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. But his mom was literally called that. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
He loathed women, but he simultaneously referred to himself as a ladies' man and thought he was like a real Romeo, which you look at him and you're like, no. But he was.
Okay.
He had women, I mean, bursting out of the walls when he was growing
Well,
up.
listen, there's someone for everyone.
And by the time he was 14, though, he had developed these very, like, intense, very aggressive, and very violent fantasies involving rape in women.
Yikes.
So things are starting. Again, we're seeing, like, sex is being tied into violence. And
Right.
there's all this fucked up stuff. It's just, and he had this, like, weird thing with his mom where he hated her, but he also, like, had this weird thing. It's a really fucked up, toxic relationship.
Yeah.
So by 14, he was literally bragging to his friends that his dream was to pick up a hitchhiking girl and rape her.
Oh, that's not what we're usually talking about at
No.
lunch with our friends at that age.
And he also constantly talked about, and he was very obsessed with wanting to sodomize a girl.
oh, yeah, that's just...
And even his friends were like, and this is 14 years old.
Yeah.
And so even his friends are like, what is that?
like a freshman in high school.
Well, most of them are like, I don't even know what that is.
Right, I don't even think I knew what that was.
And his friends were literally like, what the fuck, dude? Like, all of them were like, this is weird. Like, this
Yeah,
is
like,
not
you
what
should-
14-year-olds talk about.
You should talk to someone
He was
professional.
terrible in school. He was constantly in fights. He would just leave and take off for no reason. And then he started committing petty crimes, and then not so petty crimes like stealing cars. By the age of 16, he had dropped out of high school altogether. In fact, that same year, he was finally arrested for the first time for Grand Theft Auto at 16.
Whoa.
And was sentenced to the California Youth Authority. He escaped.
No.
He escaped.
Wow.
16 years old.
Look at it, like, wow.
Yeah, but they got him and they put him in a reform school after they got him because they were like, you need lots of help.
And at that time, they were like, never awesome.
No. And this was the Paso Robles School for Boys. It doesn't exist anymore. It did nothing.
Yeah.
It did not help.
Rarely does.
In fact, it might have made it worse because he got out and immediately did the same thing.
It reminds me of Carl.
Carl Panzram.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like these, it's not.
It makes it worse.
It's not working. And he would literally like beat the shit out of people and steal jackets off their backs. Like he would just like, whatever he wanted, he was going to take it and
He's
he would
just so
hurt you.
angry.
He would pull knives on people who tried to come for him. He was just an angry, violent, like really, like his brain was just really focused on hurting people and especially hurting women.
Head trauma, question mark?
I didn't find anything about head trauma.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't find anything. But by this time, his ideas of sex and rape were so fucked up that I really do have to wonder what the hell happened. Something stunted
He might have witnessed
his
something
maturity at this point.
or experienced something.
Yeah, like they just, I don't know. He was just so obsessed with like rape and control at this point that I'm like, what made that happen? Like something. And it's like, of course, his father left early, so
Well, I
that's
wonder-
trauma. I mean,
Of
he was
course.
5. He's aware.
But I mean, I don't know how rape comes into that. You wonder
Yeah.
if, and maybe the reason why Jenny didn't want to admit that like this happened, and this is just speculation, but maybe he saw something happen and took it as like, oh, she did that so we could like get this.
Exactly.
But maybe it wasn't that situation and maybe she was raped.
Yeah, who knows? Like, who really knows? And that's the thing. Like, she could have thought she was doing this for the family to
Right.
like, she's doing what she has to do.
Right.
But then he's becoming involved in it in some way by even being present, even if it's like not, it's all very, if that's the truth, that's very traumatic and very
sticky situation.
psychologically will fuck your kid up.
Oh, absolutely.
But of course, who could have thought that it would turn out the way it did? Like,
No.
it's just it's crazy how like intense he got so quickly. But it's like he hated women, but he dated a ton at the same time. So, of course, he was awful. Like, he's an awful person.
I was going to say.
And he didn't get into, like, a ton of long-term relationships until later.
I wonder why.
I know, it's crazy. But he somehow got a lot of women. A ton of women.
Interesting.
He was a literal goblin, so I'm confused, but it was a different time. And I also think maybe he just aged really badly. Like,
well, I was going to say, there is like a one picture of him when he's younger that is not, it doesn't float my boat, but like
you can see
he's not a goblin in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Because to me, he's like literally repulsive.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't know all the horrible things he did, I would think he was a repulsive person. But that's just my type, is not him.
Yeah, I mean, like this one, I'm like, okay, like
that's Kenneth Bianchi.
Oh, well,
so
there you go.
So Kenneth Bianchi, we'll get into him, don't worry. But like, I can kind of get how, like in that era,
yeah,
girls were into him. He, again, not my cup of tea.
It's hard to find pictures of Angelo when he was younger.
That's the thing. You can't really find young Angelo.
Yeah.
So
goblin older.
Yeah, he's definitely a goblin when he's older. But he also became, around this time when he was a teenager, he became obsessed with a man named Carl Chessman, who was a convicted rapist. That was who he looked up to. He literally admired him. And Chessman had been arrested and convicted way back in 1948 of doing some, like, town that dreaded sundown, like, Zodiac shit.
Jesus.
He would use a red siren that went on his car, and he would pretend to be a cop.
That scares the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah, and that was their thing. He uses
I know,
that later.
I knew that.
He would then walk up to couples in lovers' lanes in LA, and he would get the girl out of the car.
Yup.
Then he would bring her to a secluded area, and he would rape her. Buono thought he was a genius.
Oh.
Like, of course, you pretend to be a cop. Like, people are going to trust you. But what he always said was like, yeah, he did great. He did awesome things. I want to be just like him.
But he wanted to do
But he
better.
didn't take it further. He never killed anybody. I want to do that.
Oh.
So he was like, oh, cool. I'll just take how he did it, and I'll, like, fine tune it.
I just don't understand, and obviously it's a good thing that we don't understand, but like, how do you just want to kill someone? Like, it's just like a feeling in you that you just feel and you have to carry
It's
out.
anger.
It is.
It's anger. So much anger he has. It's unreal. And he worked a lot of odd jobs, but he was like okay at a lot of things, but it was working on cars that really stuck with him. He became really good at it. And he particularly became interested and really good at auto upholstering, like reupholstering autos.
Yeah.
This made him really good money. Like,
I was going to say, absolutely.
And so he was also able to flash that to ladies as well. Like,
right.
Apparently people thought he was good looking back then. He dressed well. He was
And he
also
had money.
Apparently very neat and clean. Even his house
That's
was very clean
attractive.
and neat. And then he has money. And
Right.
he has this business and he's doing well. So, like, I get it.
You see that you could, like, up from the outside looking in,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I could have a nice life for myself.
Exactly. And he started referring to himself as the Italian stallion.
You know, see, that's the thing. It's like when we nickname ourselves guys, it just never works out.
You know, see, that's where I'm out.
Yeah,
you know?
that's where I actually have dinner plans with everybody else.
Yeah, but you know, I can't even, I'm like, you know what? Someone else I might be like, come on, dude. But him, I'm like, you know what? You kind of were.
He was, okay.
He was dating women literally constantly. I mean, the dude it's unreal. You read anything about him and everybody's like, Angelo was a legend. Like,
Okay.
which I'm like, why didn't you just like live your life that way?
Right. Like,
Just
well,
live
it
your
didn't,
life dating people.
clearly didn't bring him what he needed.
It did not. And it's like, that's the thing. It's like, man, you could have just lived that way.
And it's like,
been
that
the
should have
Italian
fulfilled
stallion.
you. Like,
Yeah.
love and...
But no, it did not. So at 20 years old, he actually got a 17-year-old girl pregnant.
Aye.
They'd only dated a couple of weeks when it happened.
Aye.
Her name was Geraldine Yvonne Vanal, and he asked her to marry him immediately because
thank
he
you.
thought that's what you do. You know, like he was raised in, by like Italian parents. They like taught him like this is what, even though he hated women and he was taught like those values of like, you got a girl pregnant, you marry that
her.
girl.
Well, and that was also
you know?
just very of the time back then.
Yeah, of course. And so he asked her to marry him in June of the same year, which was in 1955. He abandoned her and their unborn child within a week of marrying
Yep,
her.
recreating that cycle of
Yeah.
trauma.
She filed for divorce when their son Michael was born in January 1956. And the divorce was granted, and the court awarded her child support.
Good. I'm sure she didn't get it.
He didn't pay anything.
Nope.
And wouldn't allow Michael to ever refer to him as father. Don't call me your dad.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, according to the book that I mentioned, The Hillside Stranglers by Darcy O'Brien, she stayed close to the Buono family and they called her Aunt Jerry.
Okay.
Like she actually like stayed close to like his mother and his sister and all that.
So hopefully Michael got like something.
I think
that
he got
needed,
like some part
sense
of the family. At the time of his first child, Michael's birth, Buono was actually in jail for 2 months for auto theft. So he wasn't there when he was born. When he got out of jail at the end of the 2 months, he got another girl pregnant the same year.
Yeah.
So he got 2 girls pregnant within like a year and a half of each other.
That'll happen.
By the end of 1956, his second son, Angelo Buono III, because his father's name was Angelo, was born, and he married the mother, who was 17-year-old Mary Catherine Castillo, in April 1957. And I believe she went by Candy. The same year, she had his third son, Peter Buono, and then a fourth son, Danny, the following year, his fifth in 1960, and a daughter, Grace, in 1962.
So how many children is that? Was that 5 children or
So
4?
he has 6 children now.
And 5 of them are with
5
Candy.
boys and 1 girl.
Wow.
So far.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
And
a lot of kids in
yeah.
a short period of time.
5 of them are with Candy, and 1 is with Aunt Jerry.
Okay, so did
Geraldine.
Candy... obviously, Candy stayed with him for a while.
Yes. Now, this is where we're going to get really, it's going to be tough, guys. So just hang tight. I'm going to try to blow through it a little bit, but I got to give you the details because you got to know how bad this guy is. And she went through it.
So she deserves to have her story told.
During their marriage, he was abusive and horrific. He raped her constantly. He sodomized her against her will. He called her a cunt in front of the kids.
Jesus.
He would hit her, kick her, beat her in front of the children. In fact, there's an instance so horrific, it has given me chills since I read it.
Great.
There was a time when their children were ages ranging from 1 to 7 years old. She refused sex, so he dragged her out in the living room and raped her in front of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So this is who he is.
Yeah.
Just before he's murdered
Like
anyone.
a straight up monster.
So she filed for divorce and had to raise the children on her own. It was lucky after that instance, she was like, no. Like, this,
I'm happy that she was able to
and
get
she's
away.
trying to take care of her kids. She's like, no, this is obviously horrific. So, but she had to raise her kids, like 5 kids on her own.
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
And
wow.
he got out of paying even a dime for those kids because even though she was granted child support, she was granted like $150 a month, which now would be like over $1,000.
Okay.
He then
Which honestly
started,
is not a lot when you're raising 5 fucking kids.
and he then started spelling his name Bono, Bono, so that they couldn't come after him for child support.
Wow.
He just tweaked his name so that they couldn't find him and get it.
Wow. What
Yeah.
a fucking
So he literally
loser.
abandoned 5 children or 6
6.
children and just was like, fuck it, whatever.
Like-
After absolutely doing horrific things to them.
Good surprises, free dessert. Bad surprises, hidden fees. That's why University of Phoenix's Tuition Guarantee locks in your tuition rate from start to finish of your program, so you can focus on the sweet stuff. Learn more at phoenix.edu.
The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid.
mothers.
I mean,
Like,
the only thing that you can say is obviously they were better off without him.
yeah,
But
they definitely were.
that's terrible. And especially for those women to just have to raise the children on their own with no income.
Well, and what's sad is at one point she was so desperate to like help her kids and she was worried about them that she was like, she tried to reconcile with him just because she was like, I can't do this on my own. And he handcuffed her when she came to talk to him about it. He handcuffed her, brought her into the woods, and held a gun to her head and told her he was going to kill her.
What the fuck?
He didn't, but she was like, wow.
She's like, hey, I guess we're not going to reconcile.
So in 1965, he started dating another woman named Nanette Campina. She was 25, and she already had 2 children of her own. They were Danny and Annette. They never married, but, you know, they stayed together for a while, and the 2 of them ended up having 2 sons together.
Jesus.
Now he has 2 more. Their names
that's
are
8.
Yeah, Tony and Sam. And he has a lot of boys.
I was thinking that,
A lot of boys. And he was just as abusive and awful. And he was also said to be sexually assaulting Nanette's daughter.
Oh.
Who told her this at 14.
Jesus.
Now, the problem here is that the entire time they were together, he always told her, if you ever try to leave me or if you ever try to tell anybody that I have all these mafia contacts and I have connects and I will not only kill you, but I'll have your kids killed.
Okay.
So she always was terrified and felt like she couldn't get out.
Right.
But when the daughter told her she was being assaulted to him, she was like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah, like, I
I'm
don't
getting
care
you
what
away from him. I don't
happens.
care what I have to do. So in 1971, she literally packed the kids up, all 4 kids, and brought them all to Florida. Like, she
Wow.
moved to Florida to get away from him.
Like literally across
Like,
the country.
Yeah, just bye, bitch. Like,
Good.
and good for her.
Yeah,
Net. Right? Like, get it. She said she started, and this is horrific. She said before she left, and what really pushed her to go, was he started telling her that her daughter needed to be, quote, broken in. And that he said he would break her in.
No.
And she was like, I'm leaving.
Also, like,
get
what
me
does
out
that
of here.
even mean? Like,
he's
get
a
the fuck out of my face.
disgusting monster.
Is he alive still?
No, he died.
Oh, good.
Kenneth Bianchi is still alive in prison, but
Terrible.
Yeah, he died. Now, at one point, he was roommates, like after he, left, and Nanette left him and all that, he was roommates with a guy who was actually working in Hollywood.
Oh, shit.
They just, like, became roommates. This guy was, like, a Z-list actor named Artie Ford. That was his, like, stage name. He did know some people, though, in the Hollywood scene. So, like, this is how Angelo kind of got connected to some like pretty high ranking, actors at the time and like people just in the business. So now he's being known as this guy who can really fuck with auto upholstering, and all these stars are like, I want my fancy car done. So he got some high end clients this way.
Probably made some good dough.
He redid a car for Frank Sinatra.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Can you imagine Frank Sinatra later finding out that Angelo Buono,
Frank Sinatra also like wasn't the best guy.
no, but it's like,
But Angelo, he
a
was no
serial
Angelo
killer.
Buono. I just said Buono.
Blono is probably a better word for him. But yeah, it's like, even though Frank Sinatra was not like, like a
Primo.
choir boy, when you find out that,
he's
like,
no
a
Angelo
serial-
Buono. Yeah.
a serial killer, like the Hillside Strangler.
No.
Yeah, that would be wild. It would just be wild.
It would.
Anyways.
But also in Hollywood, you're probably just like, makes sense.
You're probably like, yeah, that was Angelo Buono did my car. But Artie, the guy who like connected him with all this, was also disgusting because he literally sat by and watched as Angelo would literally masturbate while watching Schools Let Out through binoculars. And he also bragged to him about raping his stepdaughter.
Oh, that's just
And said he turned her over to his sons as well for them to assault.
Oh no.
He then also
Do you think
said,
that's true?
I don't know, because he's a lying sack of shit and he's also just
hope
but he's
that's
so
not
disgusting,
true.
I wouldn't be surprised. He then also said he once got in a fight with his ex-wife and turned on the gas when he left because he was hoping she would light a cigarette and blow up. And when Artie said, what about the kids being in the house when this happened?
He didn't
He
care.
responded, fuck the kids. And Artie was like, oh, weird.
I'd be like, I don't want you to live with me
Well,
anymore.
and the way Artie described it later was just like, yeah, it was like weird, but like we were bros. So like, I don't know.
guy code,
Like, fuck you, Artie.
Yeah, go
like,
fuck
are you
yourself.
kidding me? Like, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house. You're disgusting.
Well, I'd also be like, that's obviously terrible. And I'd also be like, are you going to turn the gas on in my
I'd
house
be
and
like,
hope that I light a cigarette?
You're obviously a psychopath. Like, you just said
Right.
fuck your own kids. Like, you would blow them up.
Right.
What? Whatever. So in 1975, he opened up his own auto like reupholstering shop at 705 East Colorado Street. And this was behind his home. So he could work there, he could play there, he could do all those things there. He basically used it as his bachelor pad. He was constantly having women over and girls to this place because he liked young teenagers.
Yeah.
He would have customers, waitresses at the local coffee shop he went to every day. But like I said, he liked younger girls. So he would have girls from the high school come over.
Gross.
He was raping girls as young as 13. He was a predator in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
He also raped his son's teenage girlfriends and got them to introduce him to their friends who he would also rape.
What the fuck?
He had all of their school photos in his wallet, and they were found when police later put it into evidence.
Ew.
And most of them had inscriptions on the back from the girls because, again, these girls are young and
they
being
don't know.
groomed and assaulted by him and, like, lured in.
Yeah.
And so they're all writing these things like, Angelo, you're a stud. Like, I love you. Like, some of them are like, we're going to get married someday. Like, he was full on just grooming
Narcissist
all of these.
city.
Yeah. It was like these girls, literal
That's
girls.
really sad.
Yeah, it was truly wild. Now, this was in the beginning of 1976, and this, when all this was going on, is when his cousin Kenny came into town.
Okay.
Now, Kenneth Bianchi was born May 22nd, 1951, also in Rochester, New York. His mother was a sex worker and gave him up at birth. He never met her. This is important because he always held that against her.
Yep, I
and
was gonna
against
say.
other women. And this is also very important because it's who he chooses to hurt later in life.
It's also like, hey, she made a really responsible decision because she probably realized that she couldn't take care of
That's
you
the
properly, and she gave you a better life.
Yeah.
I'm
I
assuming,
mean-
well, maybe not, but she tried to. That was probably her intention.
That's the thing. It's all, she didn't abandon him on a street corner. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, he was adopted.
So he had a terrible life.
So this is how this is how he's cousins with Angelo. He's adopted by Angelo's mom's sister.
So Angelo's aunt.
But it's like so crazy to me because there's no like technical genetic link between the two of them, but it's even crazier to me that they got into
Found
this
each other,
together.
right.
You know, it's like it makes
It
it
is
even
weird.
scarier. Now, he was a liar from a young age. He was also lazy and would literally go into like trance-like states where he would just like stare off for like hours
Like
at
I
a time.
did to you in the beginning of the episode.
Yes,
Is
just
that why
like,
you were
that's why
so
it freaked
freaked
me
out?
out. I was like, all right, Kenny. So at
Kenny.
all right, Bianchi, get out of here. So at 5 years old, he was actually diagnosed with petit mal seizures.
Oh.
But it was told to his mother that he would just grow out of them. And this is actually true. It sounds like that would be like, what? Like, what
No, I've
doctor?
heard of that before.
But these seizures are usually short and can happen many times a day, upwards of like 50 times a day.
Is that why he would be staring into space? Like, could he be having
yeah,
them?
because they said like sometimes when he was in this trance, his eyes would roll back in his head, and that's
He's
a petit mal
seizing.
seizure. And sometimes kids don't even notice that they're happening. Like
Wow,
they can
that's
happen.
terrifying.
Usually they don't cause super intense damage or like lasting effects, but they
can
can
they?
lead to a little bit of trouble focusing later and things like that, which he did have at one point. So as he grew, he was also having rages though, and just random episodes of losing his temper completely. He was just like lashing out. He was also not doing well in school because he just wouldn't do anything and he wouldn't focus. Even though he had a high IQ, like he
Right.
was smart. They had him IQ tested, and he was like either like he was like a little above average, but they said even that wasn't a good
Because he
indicator.
probably wasn't trying.
Because they said he wasn't focusing on the IQ test.
Right.
So they were like, he got that just by not focusing.
Like, he probably
would
is.
have been very high if he wasn't, but he was just lazy as fuck.
Wow.
Now he was in Catholic
What a
school.
waste of talent.
It always is. But he was in Catholic school for a lot of his schooling and was introduced to like a very strict religious education. He saw several psychologists during this time, like elementary and middle school, because the rages and the lying and the laziness were concerning his mother especially. Now, all these psychologists agreed that he was definitely too dependent on his mother.
Okay.
Like they said the relationship is way too
But then it's like
intense.
she probably feels like she needs to give him more because he's adopted.
Exactly.
And like,
I think it's like she's doing what she thinks is right.
Right.
But they also said he was very hostile and very manipulative.
as a child too.
But they even pointed to his mother in this whole thing and said, you're too big of a force in his life, and that's going to damage him. Like, you need to let go a little bit.
Okay.
And so they actually told her, you should go to therapy too. Both of you should.
Right.
To learn how to like have a better normal
functioning relationship
that won't affect him later in life. But she said no. And so
I wonder if it had anything to do with like being super duper religious. Like,
oh yeah, I think it all ties in together as like, I think it was just a lot of forces that were really heavy handed
in such a different
once.
time.
But again, he was from a young age, he was like this. So I think it's also just he was like this.
Genetics.
And it was just being, I think, kind of fed by all the really intense forces in his life that might not feed someone else. But at 13 years old, his father died, his adoptive father.
Oh, that's terrible.
His mother literally made him wear his father's shoes to his father's funeral. Like,
bizarre.
not like you're going to walk in it, like you're literally going to wear his shoes.
Okay.
Which is a very strange thing to do to a 13-year-old who like probably doesn't know how to handle their father dying, like forcing them to wear something from there. But like, I feel like that's just like let him be.
Yeah.
Like, you don't. And also she was telling him, you're the man of the house now. Oh. You have to walk in these shoes. Like, you have to wear your father's shoes, literally and figuratively, which is just a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
and what did you say, 13?
13 years old.
Yeah, you're not the man of the house, you're a boy.
And he was already having all these issues. It's like, I don't know if
put more
that's
pressure.
what we want to do, is like now make him feel like he needs to like take over for his father.
Probably not.
And it's also putting a weird like Oedipus
Complex
thingy in there, because it's like you're taking his place, you know? Like, and he's already, I don't know, it's just weird. So he entered high school. Weirdly enough, he was like pretty normal in high school, like with friends and stuff.
Yeah.
He was popular. Ladies really liked him. They always said he was very neat and clean and tidy and like very
weird.
I know.
That they have that
they
in
came
common.
together and had that.
Some people are clean. So.
Some people, but it's weird that like
just interesting that they both share.
Yeah,
that.
and you don't think of like two disgusting serial killers as being two very neat and clean people.
Right.
But he ended up getting married to his high school sweetheart at 18 years old. She was a girl named Brenda Beck. He had known her forever, but it only lasted like 7 months, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
Because he became obsessed with the idea that she was not a virgin.
What?
Because remember, he had a Catholic school upbringing.
Okay.
And I think like there was a lot from mom happening that could have been like feeding this like purity in women kind of thing that he was like forcing upon women.
Do you know if she wasn't a virgin because they had slept together, or if she had slept with somebody else?
He was obsessed with the fact, and who knows if it's true or not, he was just accusing her of sleeping with someone before him.
Okay.
And he was not okay with that.
God forbid.
And then she also wanted to become a nurse. And she was like working her way through like nursing school and stuff. And he was obsessed with the idea that nurses work around male doctors. And so they're obviously like promiscuous and sleeping with the male doctors.
Totally. That makes sense. Not just like working really hard on dying people.
No, of course not. Not being kind people. So his idea about women was that they needed to be chaste and pure. And he had this like unattainable thing that he was holding women to.
He wanted like the Virgin Mary.
He literally wanted it was like that idea of Catholic purity that was like too hard.
Way
in
too
his
much.
head. Yeah.
Because that's just not humanity.
Yeah. Obviously he wasn't going to find a woman who was going to live up to his impossible standards, because no one's going to be the Virgin Mary. It's just not going to happen.
There's only one.
Exactly.
Presumably.
No, it's just, it's so, and he also didn't like women having like lots of opinions, and he was just starting to go into that whole thing.
How did you go fuck yourself, Kenneth Bianchi?
Exactly. And he's alive. Continue fucking yourself, Kenneth Bianchi. He also stole shit all the time. Like he was like a klepto, and he would give those stolen items to his girlfriends as gifts.
Gross.
He was like Jax Tailoring from Vanderpump
Oh my God,
Rules.
shut up, I'm dead.
He began to date several women at a time, and like they would all get pissed and find out about the other one. And
wow, literally Jax Tailoring.
Literally. One of them actually called the police on him but dropped charges. But she called the police on him because he got angry at her for something and ended up throwing something through her window in her apartment and trying to enter in there and like grab her.
Oh, yeah. No.
And then later he was like, oh no, I just wanted to come up to talk to you, but I like accidentally made the window fall in.
Yeah, it's always a bummer when that happens, when I just want to talk to someone, but I break their window by accident. It happens all the time.
Whenever I just like accidentally, outside of my own volition, launch something through someone's window just so I can talk to them, I feel bad about it.
Like I have glass fitters on speed dial.
Yeah, I feel really bad.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But he was very charming. And that was one of the things that all of his girlfriends said. They said he was very, and this is going to sound weird considering how he is about women, he was very doting and very like, he loved like romance.
Yeah, because he probably knows what it takes.
Yeah, he was very like Romeo with them, and he tried really hard, but he also had those really hard, fast opinions on like purity and all that. So it was a very weird dichotomy. And later, like we'll see, when he meets Angelo Buono, and he had met him when he was younger, but like when they get together again, he sees how Angelo is just an asshole to women, but they just flock to him. Right. Like he treats them like dish rags, and they somehow are everywhere. And he sees this, and he said, I immediately was like, what the fuck am I doing? Bending over backwards, being romantic and like treating women right. And none of them stay with me. Right. So this must be the way you do it. And it's like, what a fucked up, toxic, like, it's just so crazy that they're like teaching each other these horrible things. Right. Because it's like, no, that's not what's happening. Angelo is literally grooming children who don't know any better. Like these aren't like, it's just so wild. So Kenneth I'm going to call him Kenny because who the fuck calls him Kenneth, not me. Yeah, Kenny. He wanted to be a police officer. No thanks. Actually, even after this whole thing where he literally tried to grab someone out of their apartment and almost got arrested.
He's like, you know what I should do? Police officer.
He always wanted to be a police officer. And so he went to Monroe Community College and he started taking classes in criminal justice and psychology.
That's terrifying.
He barely went. He did like really shitty. But he applied at the sheriff's department and didn't get the job.
Because they were like, hey, you have to like
they were
work.
like, no. And so he did get the next best thing. He got a security guard job. So he did get fired from a ton of those jobs though, because he would steal the things that he was supposed to be guarding. He just like couldn't stop stealing things. Good. For a minute, this is so creepy, he worked as an ice cream man.
No.
He also worked as an ambulance attendant, which please think about Kenneth fucking Bianchi being your ambulance attendant in your moment of need.
Like an EMT?
Please think of that.
Like an EMT?
Like an attendant, like helping like transport and stuff. But
what? In an emergency.
Like, my God.
Yeah, that's fucking...
Your time of need, your ambulance attendant...
is Kenny Bianchi.
Is Kenny...
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast. Do you remember in school when you just knew that your teacher had a favorite of everything? They would always use the same blue dry erase marker when they wrote on the board, or they would talk nonstop about their favorite element during science. I had a teacher once that literally had a favorite brand of marker. She would only write with specific markers, and if another marker ended up in her classroom, she was TO'd. And honestly, I was probably her favorite student because at the end of the year, I got her that specific brand of marker. Let's talk about their real favorite thing though, their favorite tissue brand. Kleenex. According to Teacher List, they are the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. Kleenex Ultra Soft tissues are silky soft to help prevent skin irritation, and now you can take them anywhere with Kleenex Snap and Go. I absolutely love Kleenex Snap and Go. It's so perfect to have that in your car. I had a cold last week and I was just... Honey, my nose was a faucet. I hate to do this to you, but it was disgusting. Drew literally came out of our garage with like 15 of the Kleenex Snap and Goes, and I put those in my glove compartment, and honey, they were easy access. It was so nice knowing that I didn't have to blow my nose into like an old wrapper that I had. Ew. So do the best thing for your kids' teachers and stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. Maybe it'll make them their teacher's favorite student. They definitely have a favorite. Don't even get me started because again, you know it was me. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
fucking Bianchi.
That's bananas to me.
Like, someone out there is like, yeah, Kenny Bianchi drove me in an ambulance to the hospital. That's fucked.
No, thank you.
Now, between 1971 and 1973, this is when, like, what we're up to now, there was also a series of child murders happening in Rochester, New York. They were called the Alphabet Murders. We are going to cover them because I think they're important. I don't usually cover child murders.
I actually have that research done.
But I was going to say that's one of the ones we are going to cover. I'll just give you a quick little overview just so you know. 3 little girls were brutally assaulted and murdered. They were dumped on the side of the road. Their names were alliterative, hence the alphabet moniker. And Bianchi was in Rochester at the time of the murders and worked in jobs that would allow him to be close to kids and to gain their trust. Ice cream man, ambulance attendant, security guard. He was looked at as a suspect.
Wow.
And some people still think he may have been the guy because they never solved those murders.
Interesting.
He even told his girlfriend at the time that he was being looked into for those murders.
Imagine being his girlfriend at the time.
Well, he adamantly denied it. He denies it till this day. And I think, who knows, really?
I need to look a little more into it.
Because he feels, who knows if he has some weird code where he feels fine bragging about like teenagers and women that he killed, but
not
kids
children.
he doesn't feel as open to bragging about.
Right.
Some of them are like that. They find
he's
some
in-
weird line.
He's in prison. So you don't want to be a child.
Well, that's
murderer
the
in
other
prison.
thing. So it's like, I mean, because everyone's always like, well, he confessed to the other ones like so readily, and it's like
different.
It's different.
It's equally
all
as terrible,
horrible,
but
it's different for the fact that he, like you said, in prison he's going to be treated way worse if that comes out. And then 2, some of them have this weird moral code that they make up in their own mind.
Yeah.
Where they'll kill a kid, but they don't want to brag about it.
Right.
Like they don't want to be known for it. They just want to do it.
Yeah.
When he told his girlfriend this, she said he was like, I didn't do it, but like they're looking into me. But he was almost bragging like that they were looking into him. Like he's so dangerous that like, isn't this?
I'm so dangerous. I might have killed a kid or 3.
Like a child, literally 3 little girls. Like, wow, so dangerous.
Yeah.
But
did she leave him?
No, I guess she was like, she said because she knew him and she was like, he was so romantic and sweet and he would never do that. She was like, never in a million years would I think he would ever do something like that.
Never in a million years do you think anyone would kill a child?
She just wasn't. She was like, no, I wasn't concerned. I was like, that's weird. Maybe it's just you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or
I wonder, looking back now, if she's changed her mind.
I'm sure she has. So in 1976, after he had proposed to a couple of girls he was dating, and they all rejected him.
Just a few.
Just a couple. He's a fucking loser. So they all said no. And they all literally said no because they were like, you're a loser. Like, you're not going
We're
anywhere.
not going anywhere. Yeah.
And he was like, I got to get out of New York because this is not working for me. And it was especially the rejection of a girlfriend named Susan Moore that really broke him. He like thought she was the one, and so he was really hung up on her for a long time, actually. And so he said he was going to up and move to California, and his mother and his aunt Jenny hooked him up with his cousin Angelo. Mm-hmm. So he ended up staying with Angelo for a little while, and he was just in awe of Angelo. Just all these ladies everywhere. He's got this great job. He's got this great house. He's just living the life.
Yikes.
Like, I want to live this life. He couldn't believe how many women were around there all the time. And he also saw, like I said, that Angelo was treating them like garbage and they were everywhere.
Right.
So he's like, shit.
That's all
I'm just
gotta
going to do this. So he basically was like, teach me your ways.
Right.
And Angelo's
your protege.
Now, Angelo's place was clean and neat because he was very clean and neat, but it was disgusting in the sense that now Kenny is staying there and Angelo's older sons would also come and stay there too, and they would all pass women around to each other.
Yikes.
They would just do tons of drugs. They would like all sleep with the same women, like sleep with each other, you know, the son's girlfriends and shit. It was just this like den of just yucky.
Den of nasty.
Yeah, and they especially talked about this thing that they did. I've never heard of it, but I'm sure everybody's gonna yell at me for not knowing what this is. It's called Sherman. It's like a drug, Sherman's, and it's dark cigarettes dipped in PCP.
Oh.
That's what they would do. And I was like, I've never heard of that.
I don't even know what a dark cigarette is.
I don't either. And I was like, this is wild. So like, that sounds intense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've never done PCP, so I couldn't tell you.
But I mean, it sounds crazy. But
the PCP will fuck you up. I would imagine. Like, I've seen that on Intervention. But
yeah, and sometimes they would do these Shermans, and then they would all just watch porn together.
watching porn on PCP.
Doesn't that sound
Wow.
like the most disgusting scene
It sounds
you've ever thought of?
absolutely filthy, but also like very, very ridiculously chaotic.
So chaotic.
Like, it's
That's what
scary
I
to
mean.
think about.
I just picture a bunch of like sweaty, mustachioed 70s dudes
screaming.
sitting there
Mustachioed.
on like PCP watching porn together, and some of them are father and son. Like this is too much. And they're all family, like cousins.
Yeah.
There's too much bonding here that I don't like.
I wouldn't even call it bonding. I'm just hearing like, you know the sound when like someone was on the phone and you were on the computer. Like,
Yep. Yeah, when you try to go on the online.
That's just what my brain is doing right now. Like that's the chaos.
The
that
entire
I'm hearing.
time that I've been researching this, my brain has been doing that.
Yeah.
So
Cannot compute.
Yeah. So soon after he gets there, you know, they're trying to figure out ways that they can now scam together, because they're like, we can scam things together. We're like liars and manipulators. Let's use our talents.
Let's
together.
bro out in every way.
So they had this scam where they would call a sex worker to come. Like literally, you could go into the paper at that point and just like have a girl come to your house from like call girl agencies.
Sure.
But they would have to go into the newspaper for it. And they would all have sex with her when she got there, but then they would not pay her. So they'd show her a fake police badge and tell her to get the fuck out or she'd be arrested.
Why
So they
is
would
that
just order this woman
what?
to come to the house, all have sex with her, and then refuse to pay her for the services.
That's really disgusting.
Isn't that like...
So they would rape her.
They would literally, because it's like... And it's like, no, that's her job. Like, fuck you.
Right.
And they're just like stealing,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
And then they scaring the shit out of them by showing a police badge and saying you're arrested now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really fucked up.
No, I hate that.
So after, you know, they're doing this scam, you know, they're just being assholes. And then finally Angelo was like, you know what? I've been a bachelor in this place for a long time.
Yeah.
Kind of sick of you being here, Kenny. You got to pay your way or you got to get out. Because he's freeloading.
I mean, in a way, I hate to say that I don't blame Angelo Buono there, but...
You're like, I always blame Angelo, but in this sense, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't love the freeloader.
Yeah, so you know what? He was like, Kenny, you got to get a job. So
Yeah.
Kenny applied to the Glendale Police Department and the Los Angeles Police Department and was turned down.
I'm honestly surprised that the LAPD didn't take him in as one of their own.
I gotta say that was a moment for me as well.
Good job.
But
Thumbs
yeah,
up.
they turned him down. So he also tried becoming a psychologist, but like a self-taught psychologist.
the thing.
Like he would just take out books from the library and he was like, I read them I understood them.
I'd like to see more credentials than that in my
And
therapist.
he was like, I took a psychology class at the community college. So like, obviously, and I'm like, yeah, but you didn't go. Like, you didn't,
I don't have the certificate, but I did go like 4 times.
But I did go to a couple of classes.
Like, no, thank you. Me too, actually.
Yeah, and then he tried to be a sex therapist, which I don't know if you want old Kenny Bianchi being your sex therapist. I don't know if he's gonna be really good for that.
Sure don't need that in my life.
He did not become one, so that's good. I mean, I don't know how he thought he was going to become one of those anyway.
I don't know how he, like, I'm going to be an asshole because he's
big.
Kenny Bianchi. I don't know how he thought he was going to become anything by not doing anything.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those people that wants all the accolades without any of the work involved. He was like, yeah, I want to be a police officer,
Like,
but I don't want to do anything to become a police officer.
And you can teach yourself to do a lot of things, obviously.
For
that
sure.
You could be a self-taught, like, upholsterer, like,
For sure.
fucking Angelo there. I hate that I'm giving him his credit again.
I know, what the fuck?
What the hell's going on? But it's like, you can't be a self-taught police officer or a therapist no.
Like, there's certain things that you need to be, like, you
gotta-
classically trained to do.
You gotta climb the ladder a little bit, my dude.
But he was not into that. He just wanted it all, but he didn't want any of the work. Because again, he was lazy. His whole life, he was lazy. He had all the potential to do actually good things, but he was too evil and too lazy. So 2 things that are not good. So he did end up getting a job, though, and it was actually like a pretty decent job. He was a title officer at the California Land Title Company. And finally, he got his own car with that money. It was a 72 4-door blue Cadillac.
Styling.
Yep, and trust me, they use it. He also finally got his own apartment. And it was only 6 blocks away from Angelo's in Glendale, so they could still hang.
Bad.
Still do their thing.
Bad.
So then, of course, he starts dating all the girls in the apartment complex.
Right.
And he's just being a dick. He's dating them all at once. He's like, not telling the other one about the other one, lying and cheating and just being awful. And so they're all finding out.
Yeah, he's being messy.
Most of them, he's the messiest bitch I've ever seen.
Messy but neat.
Yeah, he's messy, neat in life, but like messy in his behind the scenes life.
Right.
But so they're all like dropping him like a hot potato because they're finding out and they're like, you're not worth this.
No.
Like, you are not worth this.
You
fucking
don't
trouble.
offer much.
So they're all just like, fuck off. And one woman named Angie, when she found out, she was like, okay, well, like, fuck you, I'm just gonna date someone else. So she went and found a new boyfriend because he was cheating on her. So he got so angry that she got a new boyfriend and like dumped him that he broke into her apartment, cut a hole in her like contraceptive device, like her diaphragm,
Yeah.
stole her boyfriend's TV, and then left a semen-filled condom on her doorknob.
Ew, what the
Yes.
fuck?
Because this girl broke up with him and got a new boyfriend because he was cheating on her.
That I love that like that's what he does.
That's his response.
What, like
What? So that tells you like he's very
also like the psychology behind like cutting a hole in her contraception.
Yes,
like
that's
here
the
now get
thing.
pregnant. Like
Well, that's
what
the thing. It's like,
fuck?
what?
Like that's sick.
It's so weird.
And then it just ew.
yeah,
Ew.
the condom on the doorknob is like really gross.
That's just fucking nasty.
So in 1977, he did finally meet a girl that he really liked.
Great.
Poor Kelley Boyd. Her name was Kelley Boyd, and they dated quickly, and she moved in with him within months. And in the same year, she was pregnant.
No, Kelley, no.
He told her he had cancer. He did not.
Why?
Just for sympathy.
Just because lies.
Just lies and sympathy. And he even had her drive he had her drive him to the hospital for what he said was chemo treatments.
What the fuck?
But he was lying about the whole thing. He also constantly had affairs and cheated on her while she was pregnant and after.
That's so terrible.
At one point, he got fired from the title company because he had like marijuana in his desk at work.
Like put that elsewhere.
Well, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, just what are you doing? And Angelo was like, all right, well, what can we do for extra money? Because you still got to make money. You're not moving back in here. So
get
he
the
was
fuck
like,
outta here.
So they decided that they were going to start by kidnapping some sex workers and like basically becoming their pimps. And they were like, and we'll just take all their money.
Yeah.
And we'll just force them into
Because
like sex work.
fuck a job, right?
Yeah, no. And Kenny was the one that was going to find the girls to do this with because he was like, you're young, like go out and
You're
find some
better looking
girls."
than me.
Even though like it's just wild. So Kenny did end up meeting a 16-year-old girl named Sabra Hannon. And this was at a party that he was at. He convinced her, she was like beautiful and blonde and like from out of town. I think she was from Phoenix. And he convinced her that he had a modeling agency and she could become a real model.
No.
She had moved to LA to break into the modeling world. That's what she
Right.
wanted to do. So she was eager. She was like, this is my big break. I met him at a party. This is like the tale you tell.
That's like the saddest part about like these things
Yeah.
that happen in LA because I feel like it is probably so easy to trick people out there.
Because it happens that like you meet someone at a party and they know someone, like rarely.
how does anybody become a
Rarely it
model?
happens, but it's like, this is not one of those things. So once they had her at Angelo's home, they forced her into sex work and they raped her themselves. They would show customers at the shop nude Polaroids that they had taken of her to basically advertise her.
Oh my
They gave
God.
her a sum of money to buy clothing to wear. And they would, like, when she would like go to clients, and then they would use that money against her, saying she had to work off her debt because now that she owed them.
What?
So they told her, you have a year contract with us that you have to stay here as our prisoner and do this work, and then we'll let you go.
What?
Yep. And they would force her to strip naked and then ruthlessly beat her, sometimes with a wet towel when she misbehaved.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And when she misbehaved in their eyes.
Yeah.
And this is when Kenny realized, he said this later, that this was the first time he had ever hit a woman. And he said he immediately was like, I love this.
Oh God. That's
Yeah.
so fucking dark.
Yep. It's really wild. But through this girl, they forcibly recruited another 15-year-old girl named Becky Spears. Now, this was through Sabra because they forced her to recruit another girl. And this happens a lot. That
Of
like
course.
people in these positions will be forced to recruit someone else. And it's usually like, it can be like a safety thing. Like there's someone else here. Even though
Yeah.
you're bringing someone else into a really bad situation, it's like, survival
Well,
mode.
and unfortunately, what's going to happen to you?
What are you
going to
do if you
They might
don't?
kill you.
That's the thing. And they had scared her so much that they actually sent her on a plane, Sabra, back to Phoenix to get this girl, and they sent her alone.
Wow.
But they told her that they had mafia ties and that she would be watched the entire time. And if she tried to escape, they would kill her.
The psychological torture.
Yeah. Yep. And
Wow.
so they recruited Becky. They brought her back. They did the exact same thing to Becky. They kept them there by saying that if they tried to run or tell anyone, that their friends in the mafia would cut off their arms and legs and bury them in the desert.
Jesus Christ.
They wouldn't feed them as punishment. Like, they would take them out to dinners sometimes, the two of them, and then order food and eat in front of them and just be like, you look really hungry. Yeah. Or they would just lock them in their rooms for like hours or days and wouldn't let them out until they wanted to.
This is like Ariel Castro.
And remember, Kenny is still with Kelley, who is pregnant with their child while this is
Yeah.
all going on. And he's constantly trying to get Kelley to marry him.
No.
And Kelley keeps saying no, even though she's pregnant with his child.
Yeah, what does that
Because she's
tell
like,
you?
you're not husband material.
Wow. And she thinks he has cancer.
Exactly. So, and again, they are literally raping these girls violently, this 15 and 16-year-old that they
pimping
have
them out.
as prisoners in their home. Now, their operation that they were running, where they were pimping these girls out against their will, came to an abrupt halt because the 15-year-old, Becky, was actually freed, but not by them, but by a client named David Woods, who had initially paid for a girl using a legitimate call girl service
Right.
that Angelo and Kenny had hooked up with on the side.
Right.
So they were hooking up with this call girl service and kind of using it. They like worked out some kind of deal with them that they were using Sabra and Becky for part of it, and they were getting a cut of it. And so David Woods, I guess, had called this service asking for a girl.
Yeah.
Becky was sent to him, this 15-year-old, and he
was
was kind
probably
of
like,
horrified.
"What the fuck?"
And so he ended up talking to her all night, and she
Oh.
spilled the beans completely about the monsters that she was being kept with.
Thank God for this guy.
Saying that they raped her, that they beat her, and he, she was like, I don't know what to do. They said they have connects, and I don't know what, like, the mafia is going to be after me. I can't get out of this. So he actually sent her on a plane home to Phoenix
Wow.
that night.
Oh my
That
gosh.
night. Or the next morning, excuse me. And gave her his own number to keep her safe. And then he told her, like, no mafia is dealing with a fucking auto upholsterer in Glendale. Like, that's it's not a thing. So don't worry. Like, you're
Right.
fine. Get out of here. Don't look back. If you need something, here's my number.
Yeah.
So he sent her on his way. And actually, when they found out, like, when she was gone, they were pissed, obviously. So they tried to, like, have, they tried to intimidate David Woods. Like,
Right.
basically, like, I think they like sent a bunch of they sent flowers to like all his employees saying like, rest in peace, David Woods, like basically being like
Jesus.
grieving him and trying to scare everybody.
He was probably just like, you're
But
idiots.
well, he had better connects than they did. So
Yeah.
he sent this giant fucking bodyguard to Angelo's home, and the dude like held him up by his neck and was like, you ever fuck with David Woods again and I'll fucking kill you.
Wow.
And they never fucked with David Woods again.
What happened to Kelley though?
Well, so that was Becky that got away, and Sabra is the 16-year-old that's
Oh,
still
yeah.
there. Well,
Oh
Sabra
yeah, Kelley is the white.
is Kelley Boyd is the girlfriend of
Yes.
Kenny. So, and now Sabra is now seeing that Becky escaped. And
Right.
she's like, wait, she can't escape?
Right, like
and-
nothing happened.
And I'm pretty sure she heard the whole like bodyguard coming being like, fuck you. Like, and they weren't coming back at him with any mafia shit.
Right.
So she was like, they don't have these connects.
Right.
So she escaped.
Good.
She got out of there.
Good.
So she went back home too, and she remained in hiding for 2 years out of state because
I
she was
bet.
so scared that Angelo would find her.
Of course she was.
And she wouldn't even come back to testify later until her lawyers promised and assured her that Angelo had been arrested and couldn't get her.
this poor girl.
And she did testify later.
Good.
Like this,
Good for
like
her.
photos of her in court and stuff.
How
She told everything.
brave.
Badass. Now,
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts.
Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think, or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
She went through hell. Now, they were pissed because these girls outsmarted them and they were wiser than them. And this is when they decided that they were going to kidnap a sex worker, rape her, and murder her as a message to the world that they were not to be fucked with by women.
Okay.
Except that they were losers and they should have just gone into hiding as losers. But
yes, correct.
So one night they went driving to find some girls to literally murder.
Oh my God.
They saw two what they thought were teen girls walking. And so they like swung around their car and literally blocked them in
terrifying.
a crosswalk. And one of the girls ran away because that's fucking terrifying. She was like, peace. But they kept the other girl there by flashing a fake police badge. And they asked her for ID. So I think she was like, oh, I don't have like a license, but I have these like, there was like documentation papers. Sure. And so she hands them over. And her name is Catherine Laurie, who is the daughter of Peter Laurie. Oh, Peter Laurie was a Hungarian actor who is best known for playing a child murderer in the movie M in the 30s.
Talk about fucking meta, dude.
Yes. He was also in Casablanca, by the way. Like, he was a very well-known actor.
That's A-list.
The most meta. Like, he played an iconic child murderer.
That is crazy, dude.
Yes, and he was very known, very recognizable. And they initially thought they were grabbing a teen on the street, but she was 25 years old.
Oh, shit.
And she was the daughter of Hollywood elite. When she handed over the ID, like the documentation, she also dropped a few photos on the ground that showed her with her famous father.
Right.
And they,
thank God.
Luckily, she had those photos.
Yeah.
Because they didn't immediately think of Peter Laurie. Mm-hmm. And so they were stunned. Like, they had almost kidnapped, raped, and murdered Peter Laurie's daughter.
Imagine.
They let her go and took off. And she said later, when she was shown the photos of them and told who they were, that she said she didn't get a threatening vibe from them.
Weird.
She thought they were like being nice.
Well,
and she's
I
like, I think that's like shows how like convincing they were.
And people. I think they probably got more and more evil and people started getting more feelings over time.
Exactly. And I think this was like, once they figured out who she was, they were like, oh.
Yeah, they probably like let their shit down.
And later they said, Kenny especially said that the only reason she wasn't murdered was because she was who her father was.
Yeah.
And they said they were movie fans, especially big fans of his serial killer role.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
That's bleak.
So that's wild. Now, they ended up getting a girl named Jennifer Snyder to take the place of the two girls that they lost. And they weren't going to murder her. They decided they were going to use her in the same way they used Sabra and Becky. Because they were like, okay, I think the Catherine Laurie thing like freaked them out for a minute. Yeah. They were like, whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
So let's just go back to our original plan.
Okay.
And we'll just be really awful to Jennifer.
Oh, no.
So Kenny also got, he purchased what he called a trick list from a sex worker named Debra Noble.
Oh, yeah.
The list was 175 names of men, and they paid $175 for this list. And these men were ones that had like frequently had meetings with sex workers in the area.
Sure.
So Debra dropped it off with her friend, and her friend that was with her was a woman named Yolanda Washington, who was also a sex worker. They told Kenny and Angelo that this list was for men who wanted sex workers to come to them. But they found out after buying the list that it was for clients to come to the sex workers.
Oh.
So there were now dudes coming to the house to see Jennifer,
Which is
instead of her
not
going out.
awesome
Which
for
is
them.
not what Angelo wanted. He did not want dudes coming to the house. And he had been told that that wasn't the case. So now he's pissed because Debra and her friend, as far as he was concerned,
Tricked him.
lied to him. Now, initially, Kenny took it out on Jennifer.
Oh.
And he beat her and raped her ruthlessly, and then told Angelo that she should be the first that they murder.
No.
But Angelo said, no, that could be traced back to us too easily. So he was like, no. Mm-hmm. And Jennifer later said, like, in that moment, she was like, they're going to kill me.
Oh my
like, it was
God.
ruthless. So because Yolanda had mentioned where she worked, like what corner she was frequently on during the conversation with them when they dropped off the list, they decided to teach Debra a lesson. They would kill Yolanda, her friend.
No.
Because they were like, well, we know where to find her.
And she literally just like came along.
Yeah. Now, on October 17th, 1977, they kidnapped Yolanda off the street using the fake badge. They pretended to be police officers, handcuffed her, threw her in the back seat with Kenny. Kenny raped her while Angelo drove. And then Kenny strangled her with his forearms against her throat.
Jesus.
And when she wouldn't die, he used a rag to strangle her.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, they dumped her naked body handcuffed on Forest Lawn Drive near a graveyard. And it's actually a graveyard that has like Hollywood royalty in it, which is just like a very weird dichotomy, like this like horrible thing, like right outside of this like Hollywood royalty cemetery. You know, it's just like
no, it's
very
weird.
It just like gives you the creeps. She was 19 years old.
Oh.
And she was found the next day, October 18th. A music store owner named Ronald actually later told police he saw the whole thing go down.
Jesus.
But he thought they were cops.
Right.
And what is interesting is they cleaned her body before dumping her. There wasn't a trace left of
They didn't
anything.
want to leave
And it was
anything.
intentional. Yeah.
Of course.
It was also clear that they'd left her as like a message.
Yeah, because she was
even
like
the
right out in
cops,
the open pretty much.
Unfortunately, at the time, especially at that time, sex workers were not looked at in the way that they should have been
So it wasn't
as
even
humans.
publicized.
So the murder was not big news. It just kind of got fluffed over.
Oh, and they were probably pissed.
So they felt great at this point. They were like,
okay.
cool, we can keep doing this. Like, awesome. But Angelo wasn't really as part of this one as he would have liked to have been. He was just driving. So within a couple weeks, he was like, I want part of this. So we have to bring one back to our house so that I can be a part of it. So Halloween night, they went out and they looked for their next victim. They drove past a 15-year-old girl named Judith Miller. She was on Sunset Strip and she was in front of like a diner. She was a young runaway. She had been living on the streets for a long time. She was like really struggling. She had possibly started doing sex work just to put food in her mouth, basically. But she was just in a really bad place. Angelo saw her and immediately knew that's the one. So he had Kenny get out of the car a little ways up, and then he pulled back and chatted with Judith, like through the door. He told her he would pay her, and he was sweet and kind with her, made her trust him. She got into the passenger seat, and he pulled up, but quickly was flagged down by Kenny, who flashed a police badge and told Judith she was under arrest. He handcuffed her and threw her in the back seat and then got in. They told her that she was going to be brought to the police station. They turned down some like weird side streets, and she was like, what is
We're
going
not
on?
going to the police station.
And when she questioned this, they told her they were going to a special police division. They were like, oh, we have satellite offices. So she was like, okay. Now they brought her into Angelo's home, and they kept telling her it was a satellite police station.
This is with like a couch and a fridge
Literally,
and a TV and rooms.
and like a aquarium. Like, what is going? And she was like, this is not a police station. What is going on?
Yeah, of course.
Now they still had her handcuffed. And then they forcibly stuffed car upholstery stuffing into her mouth.
Oh my God.
And then taped around her head.
Ah.
Then they put it over both her eyes and taped around her head as well.
What the actual fuck?
They then stripped her and threw her into a spare bedroom before flipping a coin to see who got to rape her first.
Nope.
They both brutally raped her and then forced her onto the ground where Bianchi kneeled on her legs and Angelo kneeled on her shoulders. Angelo put a plastic bag over her head and sealed it with a cord and strangled, like asphyxiated her.
What the fuck,
Yeah.
dude? That is brutal.
Awful.
Oh my God. And that's a person.
She's 15.
She's a baby.
Like a 15-year-old who's been struggling on the streets.
What the fuck?
They then threw all of her belongings and her clothing and everything into a landfill and put her body in the trunk of the Cadillac. They then drove her to the residence of a woman named Melinda Hooper, who Angelo hated because she rejected him. Mm-hmm. It was in the La Crescenta Avenue area, and they intentionally dumped Judith's naked, battered body in the bushes in front of this woman's home.
Oh my God.
And Angelo literally was like, I hope she sees it.
What the fuck? That is just a different, like, that entire murder and how they dumped her is just a different kind of evil.
Oh yeah, and it gets even worse.
Awesome.
But she was found November 1st, 1997. She was found and unidentified for a while because no one came forward to claim her.
Right.
This is when Frank Salerno, whose name becomes synonymous with this case, started going ham.
I was going to say, I've heard that name
and we're
before.
going to hear about Frank Salerno a lot in the next part, and that is where I'm going to leave you.
All right. Wow. Way to end that like that.
Those are only the first 2 murders.
Whew.
There are 10 more. They get more and more brutal. This case is fucked.
Yeah.
These 2 monsters are
terrible.
I mean, like, I don't even know. Yeah, they're terrible. In every way you can be terrible. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. They have 0 redeeming qualities.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's not even like they were like good husbands, good parents or anything like that you like. They're literally horrible in every way that you can be horrible.
Yeah.
Every way.
Correct.
Every way.
All
so
right.
that's part 1 of the Hillside Stranglers.
Well, we hope you are ready for part 2. And
Hope you are.
We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. And this one absolutely goes without saying, don't keep it that weird.
Yeah, we don't even need to go into that. Oof, gross.
Join me, Cyndi Lauper, with Chef Michelle Bernstein and Dr. Panico to talk about psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, the potential connection and risk of developing permanent joint damage.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis 300 milligram dose and adults with active psoriatic arthritis 150 milligram dose. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com/Cindy.
Ever ask yourself, why do some pads feel so crunchy? Meet Kotex Bamboo, the pad changing the game when it comes to comfort. Kotex Bamboo is gentle on skin with a breathable viscose top layer made from bamboo, so you can really feel the difference. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the all-new Kotex, completely redesigned to meet your needs. You asked, we heard.